In November 1991, the body of British media tycoon Robert Maxwell was found floating in the Atlantic Ocean just off the coast of the Canary Islands. At first, the world saw tragedy. A powerful newspaper baron was dead at sea. But within days, something far more shocking emerged. Robert Maxwell wasn't just a fallen mogul. He was the architect of one of Britain's most brazen financial betrayals, a theft from the pensions of his own employees. Tonight on Fraudulent Fortune, we explore the rise, the deception, and the scandal that reshaped corporate regulation in the United Kingdom. Robert Maxwell's life read like fiction. Born Jan Ludwig Hyman Benjamin Hoch in 1923 in what is now the Czech Republic, he survived the Holocaust, rebuilt himself in Britain, and transformed into a self-made millionaire. By the 1980s, Maxwell controlled a vast publishing empire, including Mirror Group newspapers, Pergamon Press, and major stakes in media across Europe and the United States. He cultivated the image of a titan, a larger-than-life figure who dined with politicians and dominated the front pages. To employees, he projected strength and security. But behind the scenes, his empire was built on debt, and that debt was growing dangerously large. To keep his businesses afloat, Maxwell needed cash, not millions, but hundreds of millions. Instead of admitting financial distress, he turned to a hidden source of funding, the pension funds of Mirror Group employees. These were retirement savings, money set aside for journalists, printers, and staff who trusted the company to safeguard their future. But Maxwell secretly borrowed from those funds to prop up failing companies and cover personal debts. This wasn't a one-time misuse. It was systematic. Complex transactions, off-balance sheet movements, and opaque corporate structures concealed the true scale of the withdrawals. By 1991, more than £400 million had been taken from employee pension schemes, money that legally should never have been touched. On November 5, 1991, Robert Maxwell vanished from his luxury yacht, the Lady Ghislaine. His body was discovered hours later. The official ruling was death by drowning, most likely accidental. But the timing was extraordinary because Maxwell's financial empire was already close to collapse. Within weeks of his death, auditors uncovered the truth. The pension funds were missing hundreds of millions of pounds. The media baron, who had preached loyalty to workers, had secretly gambled away their retirement. Britain was stunned. Employees feared losing everything. The scandal quickly became one of the biggest corporate frauds in UK history. Parliament launched inquiries. Regulators examined pension law. Courts pursued Maxwell's surviving executives. But Robert Maxwell himself could never stand trial. He had taken the answers to the ocean floor. Investigators concluded that pension fund trustees lacked independence, financial oversight was dangerously weak, and corporate power had gone largely unchecked. In short, the system had trusted powerful men to police themselves, and it failed. The real victims were ordinary employees, journalists, printers, and office staff who had spent decades working for Mirror Group, believing their retirement was secure. Some faced losing everything. Public outrage forced action. The UK government, banks and pension industry assembled a rescue package to restore much of the missing money. But the emotional damage could not be repaired. Trust, once broken, rarely returns. The Maxwell scandal triggered a transformation in British financial regulation. New laws strengthened pension fund governance, trustee independence, and disclosure requirements. It led to the creation of stronger oversight bodies to protect retirement savings. In effect, Maxwell's fraud reshaped the rules for an entire nation's pension system, a legacy born not of innovation, but betrayal. The Maxwell Mirror pension scandal is more than a story about one man's greed. It is a warning about unchecked power, weak oversight, and the fragile trust between employers and employees. Fortunes can be built on confidence. But when that confidence is betrayed, the fall is always greater. This has been Fraudulent Fortune.